States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Alderman Bowman.
Here.
Alderman Foster.
Here.
Alderman Beckett. Alderman Carr.
Here.
Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Departmental report. Fire department.
I don't have too much to report, Carl. We've got our chiefs meeting coming up, our election coming up April 30th. And that'll be at our regular meeting. So we'll make that, and then the next chief take over after the city meeting. When is it, March or May 11th or something like that?
May 11th.
Looks like May 11th. And I'll be stepping down as chief.
Okay. We appreciate the years. Police department.
Police department has no report, Mayor.
Park. Anything there?
Well, everything was good. That's about all. You need your final report, and that's all, Bob. That's it.
I don't know how you could do any better than that.
That was pretty good, Bob.
Three.
All I got is doing the mowing and weeding. There's been a little bit of work on the equipment. Yeah. That's all. Don't have much going on right now.
Okay. Water and sewer.
Okay, worked several service calls this month, took 3 back tees on 4/9/12, 1 came back chloroform positive. DNR took 4 back tees on 4/10, 2 came back chloroform positive. One of those positives is where we took ours about 9 hours earlier and was good. So, took back tees again today, and I'll know the results tomorrow. That's about it.
Frank.
Nothing to report.
I have anything? Emergency management. We-
I don't.
Okay, canvassing of the election results. My board, did they have a copy? Everybody got a copy?
Yep. I believe so.
Yeah, we'll let you only read it.
Okay, I take vows of election authority for the county of St. Joe, New York, by certified as doctor to be a true, correct, and complete abstract of all votes cast in St. Said county on April 3rd municipal election held on the 30th of April 2012. As shown by the returns made to my office by the judges of election of the different voting precincts in said county and as verified by the verification boards provided in 115-507 revised state statutes 2000. For the mayor, Frank Smith, 63, Charlton White, 68, Ward 1, Clyde Kossu, Senior, 44, Samantha Abishon, 14, Ward 2, Diana Smith, 26, Brenda Franklin, 47.
Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the certified results as by the county clerk.
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, at this time, we'll swear in all the elected officials.
Aye, you too. Thank you for swearing in. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch you, did mine wrong.
Do
Do solemnly
solemnly
swear
swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and
and the state of Missouri, and the provisions of all laws of this state and the ordinances of the city of St. Mary, fortified city, and faithfully to myself in the office in which I have been elected.
So help me God.
Can I see Clyde's face?
Why?
He was reading, I think, we couldn't see him.
Scare some critters off or something. I didn't hear nothing, no cracks, so it must be a good one.
Oh, he's no longer married, I mean, all of you.
He's no longer mayor.
He's no longer alderman, you are.
You're an alderman now. There we go.
Alright,
Yeah.
the first thing on the agenda is the appointment by the mayor, to our mayor. I plan on leaving the same judge. Everybody, Dennis, Clyde, Frank, you take what Bob had. Did I miss any? I ask the board to approve these nominations.
Make a motion to approve the mayor's appointments.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, now it's time to elect the board president. That's the board place.
Like to nominate Jennifer as the president, board president.
I second the motion.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
And then it's be up to the board to appoint the city clerk.
I'll make the motion to appoint Ryan Dawson, city clerk.
I second the not appointment nomination.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
At this time, Bob, would you move to the front of the desk here, please? On behalf of the city of St. Mary's, it would be a great pleasure to, not to call your own, but for the years that you served this city. We are deeply indebted to you for the things you've done, we appreciate it. You always took the city in mind and everything you've done. This is our appreciation, that's the best we can do, but we do appreciate the years you gave us. I know you gave us a few years back some other time, but this is, on behalf of the city, thank you. That's good. I do appreciate it.
Good job, Bob.
Okay. You have anything you want to say?
Not right now.
Five? The only thing I have to say, and I say it every time there's an election and I'm still in office, I say it to the aldermen and all cities people. You have a lot of decisions to make. Some of them gonna be make your friends mad, some of them make them happy, but that can't be in consideration. Every decision you make this year should be made based on what's good for the city of St. Louis. Not yourself, or your friend, or your neighbor. Not your block, but all blocks. If you take into consideration the whole city of St. Mary's every time you make a decision, then you can justify what you do. I don't care what they print about it or what they say. If in your heart you think you're doing right for the city of St. Mary's, then you can justify it. But in the back of your mind, you think you're doing it for the wrong reason, you'll never be able to justify what you do. And I the only charge I can give you, to myself, and I'm new elected, and the older ones. Everything you do should be for the good of St. Mary, and only that. None of the elected, all right? We're open for citizen participation, having a discussion. Anybody got anything to say?
The second, Third Street sewer, or that ditch been looked after, because mud come all the way back through my window again the other day.
Well, I've looked at it,
I know you
I
said.
talked to Clyde. We're willing to clean the ditch, but we can't do something to that, something done to that dirt up there. Because every time we clean it, it's gonna come out, and it's private property. We will work with anybody to take care of it and help, and maybe we can come up with a design that, with us helping that and taking care of the ditch, but to clean the ditch without getting rid of that caving up there, every time it rains, it's gonna be right back full again. You agree with that?
Well, I ain't arguing that point, but I can't keep operating with, going in that building with mud on the floor.
Well then,
Well, the other people that live down there, like Ron Bader, that comes across from his yard too, mud does,
Yeah.
in their lot.
Well, it's almost filled up, a lot of it.
So it needs to be taken care of, the head of it, right there with that, and then when you take care of that, the rest will go away.
the only option I know of then is for us to write a letter to the church. I believe it's their property, and we'll try to work with them and see what we can come up with as a solution to resolve it.
But all that on 4th Street up there is just dumping off that hillside is what's creating that hole,
4th Street.
front church.
Well, there's more than just 4th Street up there. There's a whole bunch of
Oh, yeah.
church and everything else. It's not one part. I'm not saying the city, we're willing to work with anybody. But that street is only 20, 25 foot wide, and there's a whole bunch more than that pavement up there coming down.
Yeah, all the rooftops and everything.
So, I'm willing to work with anybody and do anything that the city can legally do. But it's gonna take a concerted effort between the property owners and the city. And I don't know, it could be 2 property owners involved there, the one below and the church, I guess they, I'm discussing with you guys,
Mhm.
the church owns part of that, and I guess that trailer owns part of it. But I would be ready, willing to meet with anybody or try to get a meeting with the church or something and see if we can come up with a solution. That would,
Yeah, 'cause this problem's only created in the last 6 months, really.
well,
Maybe a little longer, don't you
ever
think?
since it caved in now, it's just washing out loose dirt every time it rains.
Mhm.
And for, that's why for years we got by with it, but now that that bank is caving in, all that loose dirt there, and every time it rains, it just washes away more. But I will make an effort to get in contact with everybody and see if we can set up a meeting with all parties. And sometime when Charlie Ray's here, maybe he can give us some kind of suggestion of what would be the most feasible way of doing it.
Keep the water a different path or something, but there again.
Well, we got private property all there, if everybody works together, I don't know, Frank's on the end there. And I don't know the guy that owns that trailer now, Roy, something, in the church. But I'll be willing to work with everybody and do what we can do.
Lancaster. Roy Lancaster.
Yes,
I would just, I like what you said there, that, about the city, but I think we need to really keep perspective that the city is comprised of people. It's not just buildings, streets, roads, grassy spots, but it's people, and we need to have a voice in our government. It's our constitutional right, which you have said that you would uphold. And so I would like to just kind of keep that in mind, that we have a right as citizens, taxpayers, to have a voice in our government. And I'd appreciate it if we would be allowed to have that this year. Thank you.
you just had it. You just didn't have it.
That's all I
You
need.
just had your rights. And you can have it at every meeting. You will have your rights at every meeting to speak on it, as long as it's done in the right way and everything. The citizens, every citizen in town has the right to come to this board meeting.
But we want to be
And speak.
considered too. We want to have our voices
We
considered.
may or may not agree with you, that's what you
I
like
know,
these
I
people.
realize that. I realize that they don't, that not everybody's going to agree.
But
The
you have
city,
a right.
it seems that the city is looked at as not the people, but a bunch of buildings and streets and all these other things,
I
and
don't-
not the people. And
I
that's
don't
kind
agree.
of,
I don't agree that that's the way we look at people. Well, I look at the people. The people make the city. There's not a building in this house makes the city.
without us, you don't have a city.
But I don't agree that we look at the city as you think. We look at the people. The people have voice. I've had, this is the second time that I've had people to talk when I pick up the paper, or I read that, whatever you call that other paper, nobody has the right to speak. I read every meeting, I ask people a couple times, do you have anything to say?
You know, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, like I said at the forum, by the Rosenberg rules that we should be allowed to see, if we have a question and you guys are discussing something, you know, all the voting is done, everything is done, and then we get to talk. Well, there's no point in doing it then, because you've already made all the decisions without any input.
The Rosenberg rule, I don't know where you got the information, only applies where our ordinance don't. If we have an ordinance, the Rosenberg, it only applies where there's no ordinance or no set rules or no policy. It only comes into effect when none of that's set. So that has nothing to do with it. Now, I'm getting pretty deep here and we're going in at time, but we got a good conversation going, I'm gonna do it. Your board, now we're gonna try to, unless it's a cut and dried ordinance which don't pertain up and down, it has to be done mandated by the government. We got ordinance all the time coming down on these waters and things that has to be done because of the contract we got with it. We usually pass them in one meeting. Anything that pertains to the city, first reading, be ready. You got all month to get with your auditor, because they're the one that votes. No matter what you say here, you gotta convince them that you're against or for that ordinance that's gonna come up. Now, there ain't no need sitting here talking about it in this meeting. They're the one you gotta talk to. You got all month to talk to them.
Should they not contact us?
No, they're
Because
not coming to each
everybody is
individual.
coming to the meetings.
It's in the meeting, it's here. If they want to go talk to their constituents, they are welcome to. And if they think it's real controversial, they probably would. But most ordinances after this city goes it is not that controversial.
Could we have access to, I talked, when I was talking to people, they said, what are our ordinances? I'm a law-abiding citizen, I don't want to break the
You
law,
can do
but I
that.
don't know what they are, and we don't have them accessible to us.
No, you can't just come in here and get them out and look at them. You request, you can pay for copies, so much a copy in her time. And then, but you can come in and look at an ordinance if you want a specific, but you can't just tell them to take her book and go through them all day long, because she got work to do. But if you
There's
got an
supposed to be
ordinance.
more than one copy, isn't there? There's supposed to be copies
They
accessible.
are, but we don't give them out.
Well, I
That's
don't
not
mean
the
to take
city's
them out like a
responsibility.
library book or something, I'm just saying that, you know.
If you got a specific ordinance you wanna look at, come down and do it. Just show it to you. And if you want copies of them, you can pay, just like anybody else has to get an ordinance. It's very minimal.
10 cents a sheet.
10 cents a sheet, and usually we don't even charge the clerk time, unless you come in and say you want 50 of them. Well, then you're gonna be paying her time to do it. Everything's available here. There's no, the ordinance is for the public. They're bad
We
here.
don't know what ordinances are
Well,
out there to
you
begin with.
you couldn't possibly know, I don't know all of them, some of them been here for 75 years. But I know the ordinance that pertains to what the problems are. Not maybe by heart, but enough to know that I can go look it up and find out. But I don't know why any citizen would want to know every ordinance in this town.
So they don't.
These people here are the ones that need to know the ordinance of the town. You're not interested in everything that goes on in this town. There's no way you are. And I'm not. I can't be. Then I'm the
I
ordinance.
just don't want to
I'm
be
the-
breaking the law, not knowing.
I
what
have
you're doing.
never broke the law, but believe you me, you got a friend over there, called the Attorney General every time that he thinks I break the law, and they've never come down on me
And
yet.
you made an assumption. You
I have
made
never-
an assumption because I used the grapevine.
I apologize if I misspoke. I still have an opinion. I gave an opinion. But we don't have a right to him to think it's just me and you, we're getting way over our time. But I still say, if you need a copy of the ordinance and have the reason, or if you want to pay the money and we'll get you a copy of every ordinance in this town. If you want to pay the paperwork and pay her labor, It might take us 6 months to do it, but we'll do it, because we will not violate the law. Now, has anybody else got anything to say? Nobody else? Because I don't want to read the paper next week, I deny somebody right to speak. And not motion to be in order to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Motion made second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
No, truck broke down.
Congratulations, you are the new.
Always waiting, they bring it up to 100, and then they talk about it, you got what they say. All you gotta do is come to the meeting, you know?
But we'll still do what you do.
Yes.
Huh? You're right. I said the whole county all.
Well, I ain't gonna wear it, don't work, you got it.